Hey guys, Lizardlea here for day 66 of 4 Heavenly Beasts. That is the progress from day 65. So, just looking at it as is, it looks like I'm almost done with this page, but I guarantee you it's still gonna be 2 or 3 more days. Just being honest. I don't work as quickly as I used to, and right now my left hand feels good. My right hand, I've got the numbness. I guess I should do it this way. Here, yeah, that finger too. Like it's, right now it's just, it's extremities, the right, see your extremities is starting here, isn't it? But it's the extremities of my hand? I don't know. It's my fingers right now, and maybe a little bit here. And I'm right-handed, so fun times over here. Thankfully, like, I can still feel it. So, like, if I were to stab myself, I would be like, ow! And I'm not gonna get blood everywhere, so that's good. I did that thumbs up really weird, I don't know. It was a really, really long week for me, not gonna lie. I have nothing else to say, so I'm gonna go cross-stitch now. Alright, so we're going to talk about John Wick 4. I will say
in the John Wick series.
It was, I feel like the first one is still the best, but I feel like this one had one of the best scenes across all 4 movies. Like that top-down view, that whole scene was just spectacular. Like it felt like a video game, and a good video game at that. But it also had what I would argue is the weakest scene in the whole group of movies. I hated that scene of him just going up the stairs, falling down, going up the stairs, falling down. I hated that. Yeah, it felt like a Looney Tunes cartoon. It made me so annoyed.
I'm sorry.
It went on too long. It just bothered me, okay? I'm a brat. It's fine. I accept it. But I will say, if you've liked the previous 3 movies, you're gonna like it. And hey, no dog dies in this one, so that's a plus.
It's been the case since the first one.
True, but there was a dog introduced at the end of the last movie? Or was that the second one?
There is a dog that should have died in this one.
Oh, yeah! You're right. I really wish they had dropped that scene. That was so stupid. That was another terrible scene. Yeah. I mean, everything leading up to that, like that roundabout, I liked that. But it was when the dog got involved that I was like, are you kidding me? That made it stupid. But they could have just taken that part out. You know, the dog getting hit. Like I said, dog is not dead. Dog is not even hurt, okay? Dog is hit by a car, though. And, again, not even hurt. Like, what was the point of hitting the dog?
Dog!
And that wasn't even the instigating point for the end when his owner was angry.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is stupid. There was no point to put that scene in there other than to what? Make people fearful about a dog dying in the movie? I don't know. Horses die, right? Well, at least one of them?
I feel like a horse dies.
I thought a horse died at the beginning intro. Or, like, at the beginning, but I don't remember. I don't know. Robert, his review of the movie is literally, and I quote, too many horses.
A confusing amount of horses.
Oh, excuse me, you're right. It was a confusing amount of horses. I misquoted him. I apologize. Ignore me.
Get it right.
What would you like to say?
No, I liked it. It's the most recent one I watched, so my take is it's the best that I can recall. But yeah, it's a good movie. The scene you mentioned, there's a top-down scene that, there's a couple of really good scenes. There's the top-down scene, and there's another scene with this guy dealing poker hands.
That was my next favorite one.
And both of those scenes are not only really well shot, but they're actually stylistically really, really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I have no idea if anyone in the world is going to agree with this or understand, and especially of your vast viewership.
Wow. Why you gotta do that to me?
It was more that you it's a cross-stitch channel. I don't know how many people are going to get the reference between video games and movie cinema, but those scenes were...
I thought you were just talking trash about me having a crap channel with very few subscribers.
I'm sorry, you have more than me.
So, I love you guys.
So, they basically are shot like video game cutscenes. Like the way that they introduce the characters, the way that the lighting, the way that the angle, and it's really weird because I never realized it until that movie, but I don't think I've seen movies do those kinds of shots and introductions, and I really wonder if someone was like, oh yeah, video games are good at introducing enemies in a way that keeps them memorable, like the angle of the camera.
Yeah, it's intentionally made to make you like uncomfortable so that you realize, yes, this is a bad guy.
Not even uncomfortable, it's almost so stylish. Like, this is the boss, because not only does he look like the boss, but the lighting behind him makes him the boss.
Yeah,
and the
everything is intentional.
Yeah, well,
to make you feel a certain kind of way or realize a certain thing about this person.
Yeah, but I mean, there's lots of ways to do that in cinema. I can't put my finger on
video games do it differently.
Right, and I can't put my finger on where the difference is that this one overlapped. But it's like, I think it's because it was lower to the ground and looking up more, and the way that they like segregated them out. Again, this is not the point to talk about the movie. A lot of guns, go boom, cool. Like the
there were a lot of swords, actually.
Yes, also swords.
I love the swords.
We had the Japanese, so we have to have swords and ninjas and samurai.
And then there was the blind guy. He was awesome. Like all of the scenes where he was sticking those things on the wall, I was like, what is that? Like, I knew it was some kind of like motion sensor thing to let him know where someone was, but I wasn't expecting it to make like the doorbell sound. Like, I love that. And I was like, that makes perfect sense because he's blind. He has to rely on his other senses. He can listen and try to determine where they're standing, but it's easier to find the sound of, ding dong, which is going to be loud and clear, versus someone who knows you're blind is going to try and step really lightly. But they're not going to be paying attention to a stupid button you put on the wall. I loved it.
Yep.
But I have to tell everyone, for anyone that already knows what happens to me when I watch movies, shows, and read books, lo and behold, my favorite character died. My second favorite character almost died, but did not. But the streak is still alive. My first favorite character died.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. It's the curse. It's my curse.
Your curse is cursing.
And it has spread to my mother, you guys. So she has had 2, maybe 3, I know 100% sure 2, favorite characters in the Vegas Golden... Or not characters, excuse me. Favorite players in the Vegas Golden Knights. And one of them was like sold off to another team yesterday. So it also happens to my mom, where her favorite person or whatever does not stick around for long. So, the curse is spreading in my family. My bad. Sorry, Mom. I don't think she watches my channel. I know she doesn't, actually. But still, I want to put that out into the world. Alright, sorry. Back to John Wick 4. What would you like to say about John Wick 4?
It was a good movie, much fun, good to watch. No,
I loved the bad guy in the poker scene. That bad guy, probably the strongest of the bad guys in John Wick for me.
Yeah, there's some
I loved him. He was amazing.
There's some really beautiful shots. There's a lot of wasted potential in the storyline. There's like definitely several things where I'm like, wow, we built all this up and we didn't use it, and that sucks. But they do a really good job of still doing what the movie series has done well, which is like great action scenes, really great character, like just bad guys and characters in general. And there's some really good just shots. Like the main villain, although a little bit weird, is the main villain. They have a very strong theme with him, which is that he is just stupid wealthy, but also has no class. And they display that in really clever ways in every single scene he's in. They're not subtle at all. They're not even remotely subtle, and they work because they're not subtle. It's just straight up like, yep, he's grossly rich, but doesn't have any class. And like, there's one scene with Ian McShane where he talks to the guy, the head of the Continental, the guy who owns the hotel that blew up.
Oh my god, you just reminded me.
Yes, the other one.
My first favorite character died, and my second favorite character died. And then my third favorite character did not die. The streak is really alive. I forgot about Chiron. Oh. Oh. And I loved him across the entire series.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. So anyways, they...
Sorry, continue as you were saying.
Yeah, there's a really good scene between him and the main villain that's just... It's really good storytelling that doesn't need to be in this kind of movie, but it's still an excellent bit of dialogue and cinematography to convey who these characters are and what the battle between them... It's well done, and not in a pretentious way. It's just like, again, it's very obvious if you want to look for it, and if not, who cares? Like, it's pretty much in your face, and it's just neat that they put that kind of thought into it, because it adds just a little bit more. And then they've always had this sort of modern nouveau secret assassin thing, like John Wick is a upper class fantasy sort of thing of like, yeah, I'm going to become an assassin and walk around in suits and wearing designer clothes and stuff for the most part.
That can withstand bullets.
Well, yeah, but it's the point that like...
Well, yeah, you're right, though. That's what I'm saying, like, they have to have enough money to afford that kind of clothing and that kind of lifestyle.
And there'll be secret golden coins, and we talk about the table, and everyone's real... It's an etiquette fantasy in a weird way. It's kind of like this weird mix. And this does that very well as well, coming down to pivoting on that exact sort of thing at the very end, which is kind of what I called. But it was good.
I don't remember.
I love Donnie Yen in it. He's amazing, as you mentioned.
Yes. He was the best.
Yeah, he and it's a fitting thing to include because like one of the tropes of action, because like I feel like John Wick is a love letter to, or maybe even a blueprint of like, hey, this is how you do a modern action movie. Stop zooming in, hire good stunt teams, hire actors who can do this.
And show everything.
And let's show off. And like, especially John Wick really got into the gun fu part of it where, no, it doesn't need to be equal or real with gun kata. There's some realistic-ish stuff that looks cool that rarely, if ever, has a use, but you could string it all together in one fight and make it look really neat. And whether it's guns or martial arts or ninjas or whatever, I hope people have taken notes that this works. And, I'm so glad to see Donnie Yen doing the blind swordsman trope and / gunman, because who better? He's got the pedigree, he's done tons of these movies, he's perfect in it, and yeah, it worked really, really, really well. So I really liked the movie, you really liked the movie.
I did. It was a really good movie. The black guy with the dog, this says his name was Tracker.
That's, yeah.
Did they always call him Tracker?
They always called him Tracker.
Okay, I thought he was like No Name. It's been way too long. I'm not finding the actor that played the big guy that was at the poker game.
Oh, 1 second.
Because I feel like he should have been in top cast, but...
No.
Really?
No, he
was so much better! Okay, that's a mean thing to say, because it's not true. He was just spectacular in his role. Killer. Yeah, okay. He had to have been wearing a fat suit or something then. Because he's tiny. And in the movie, he was gigantic. And his head was kind of small. It was kind of funny to look at.
Yeah, no, he looks phenomenal. They nailed so much.
Are you sure that's him?
Yeah, I'm reading an article.
Really? Killer? I need to see. Because, I don't know, did he have stuff on his face too?
Yeah.
Because his face doesn't look...
Yeah, he looks nothing like the character.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they did
it's an excellent
that
job.
Much stuff to him. Because, like, I could tell that they'd done something. Oh, yeah, no, they did a huge transformation for him.
Yeah, it's phenomenal work. And he nails the hell out of it.
Dude, that poker scene, like, I don't understand poker, okay? I don't. Once upon a time, someone taught me to play poker, and I played, like, 2 games, and I wasn't great, but I understood it. And I've since forgotten. But I know that a deck of cards, you only have 4 of every single card. Like, you have 4 2s, 4 aces, 4 5s, etc., etc., etc. So when the dealer pulled out a 2, I think, or was it 2s or was it aces?
It was aces.
He pulled out an ace. Then he pulled out another one. Then he pulled out another one. Then he pulled out another one, and that's 4. And I turned to Dave and I was like, is he about to cheat and pull out another ace? Or I was gonna say that, and you said it first.
Well, because, yeah, the preface to this is everyone else at the table also has a ridiculously good hand, including but not limited to a royal flush. So
Isn't that the highest you actually can legally get?
yes.
Okay. So I think I was thinking it, but you said it out loud of like, oh, he's gonna have another ace. And I was like, man, that's cheating. Why wouldn't they pull guns on him? Then he pulled out another ace, and everybody at the table, like,
Yeah.
rolled their eyes because they all knew it was going to happen. I was like, oh,
Well, I mean, the best
okay.
part is Donnie ends at that table, and he even knows he has 5 aces.
And he's
blind,
blind.
and he comments on it.
Oh,
so,
he was
yeah.
so good in that role, man.
Like, that role alone is probably why I'd say John Wick 4 is the best to me, because he sticks out so hard in my... Like, I remember the first John Wick being okay. It was a cool idea with some cool scenes, but the actual pacing and plot felt a little okay. 2 and 3 kind of blur together in my mind. There's some good scenes, but, like, there's those 2 scenes stand out tremendously. Him and that top-down scene, like, that's what I'm going to remember from John Wick.
And the poker scene, like,
Yeah.
And the whole fight afterwards, like,
Yeah.
the freaking, what was his name, Killa? Him falling down the stairs, landing on his head.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that just snapped his neck.
Yeah.
And there had been a moment earlier in the fight when I was like, oh, he's dead. And he got up, and I was like, holy crap. That's how much, like, muscle and fat is built onto this man, that he could survive that. And I actually believed it. Unlike the end of John Wick 4, where he 100% died. No, he died.
He's fine.
He's dead. He absolutely died. He landed on his neck. He is dead.
It was his shoulder.
John Wick 4 is a ghost story. You can't convince me otherwise. And I don't want to see a real person take that fall, because I 100% believe they will die. So we can't do that. But, yeah, no, oh, that poker scene was so good. I also really liked, I just forgot, what did we call him? He was the traveler? The black guy with the dog? Tracker, thank you. The scene where he goes into the stable, and, I don't remember who it was, but the dude slammed a knife into his hand.
Mm-hmm. The main bad guy. Was
it the French guy?
Yeah, it was.
He was actually probably my least favorite of the movie, of, like, just characters. He did a good job, he felt like generic.
He filled the role. Well, yes, it's a generic bad guy.
Versus the guy playing poker was not generic at all. At least not to me, he wasn't generic.
Felt like a video game moment. Like, yeah.
Okay. He stabs this dagger into his hand, and he's like, remove your hand without taking out the dagger. And so he just has to pull. Great scene. He acted that so well. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Sorry, I liked it. Holy crap, we're at 18 minutes out of 24 minutes. I've been talking about this way too much. I'm so sorry.
Yes, okay. Do you want to talk about the other movie, which you have less to say about?
Probably. The 3 Billboards, what was it called?
3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah. I feel like we can't even say what was on them, because there's a word in the final one that would get me in trouble.
Yeah, for those who don't know, this quick synopsis on this, because it's actually necessary, unlike John Wick, is this is by the same guy who did In Bruges and 7 Psychopaths and...
the one where the donkey died.
Yeah. Spoilers for Banshees of Inisherin.
I feel like we've already talked about that one.
Yeah, but maybe they didn't watch that one.
Okay, well, now you know an animal dies, okay? I feel like I would have warned them about that.
Yeah,
like, I got attached, the
video,
animal died.
Maybe the internet has found this video, and millions are going to flock to it, and they're going to be like, well, you spoiled Banshees of Inisherin for me. You've ruined it forever.
Well, I mean, I guess the people who would listen to John Wick knowing that a dog died would be willing to watch a movie where a donkey dies, so...
Right.
But I feel like they also wouldn't get super attached, so they wouldn't care that much.
So this is, anyways, I can't remember his name.
Don't know, don't care.
That director's other movie.
It's based on a true story. Like,
Roughly, yeah. A
No.
crime.
I thought the woman actually did buy 3 billboards like that.
Yes, that stuff did happen.
Yeah.
It's a little mixed together, but yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't look
so-
that much into it.
Either way, I think it's a good movie because basically this woman loses her daughter in a horrible way, which you don't see, and so
Oh,
she buys
God.
3 billboards that are calling out the chief of police in this small little town in the south, saying, "Why haven't you solved, my daughter's murder?" Basically.
And then the third one says, while this was happening, like,
Yeah.
it makes it very clear what happened to her daughter.
It's designed.
It's
to
brutal.
Yeah.
It's
And
designed
so-
to get everybody's attention,
Yeah.
specifically the deputy?
The-
Sheriff? I don't know the term.
Sheriff, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And so it goes from there, and it's a character drama because that's all this guy does, and he does it very well. And I think it's really, really good. Like In Bruges, 3 Billboards, and Banshees of Inisherin, I think are all great movies if you're really into I don't know, cerebral cinema or whatever the word for fancy or pretentious cinema is. And if you're just into that kind of stuff, you should watch them. 7 Psychopaths, I did not enjoy in the first watch. Maybe I should try it again, and you haven't seen it. Or you have seen it, haven't you?
I don't think so.
I think you'd like it the most, maybe? I don't know, we'll see.
What did I decide? 3 Billboards was my favorite?
Currently, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to rewatch it. I will say that. I feel
Yeah.
like I understood it the first time. I don't need to rewatch it, but I did like it.
In that regard, In Bruges is the most rewatchable to me because it's funny. The others are funny-ish, but they're still pretty brutal, whereas In Bruges is, even when it's brutal, funny, whereas the others have fairly heavy stuff going on.
I could see myself rewatching In Bruges. Wouldn't be excited about it, but I could see myself doing it.
So, yeah, it's a good movie. The performances are amazing. It's oh my god, true crime or true detective. Woody Harrelson does a great job. I can't remember the female lead's name.
Frances McDormand.
There we go. Yeah.
She is spectacular.
Yeah. And there's another character in it who's also very, very good. The other detective,
Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a good story. It's hard to go into without spoiling, and it's frankly not good if you spoil it, anyways. And there's not even really.
I mean, there isn't really.
There's not like a twist or anything, but it's hard to
spoil,
do without talking about the story. There's one major moment that definitely is not expected, and I don't want to spoil that. And it's kind of critical to talking to the rest of the plot. And all I'll say is that's one of the big reasons I think it's done so well is because of how it handles that. So yeah, I would recommend.
I think I could. I will say the nice thing is, yes, you never see what happens to the daughter. So, if you're not in a saw and things like that, you're safe. But yes, they make it really clear what happens to the daughter, and she has a son. And the son actually confronts her at one point, is like, and he has to see it every morning on the drive to school. And I think he says, you have to remind me every day what happened to my sister. And the mom's kind of just like, yeah.
It's a very good, it's a study on trauma and.
Yeah, I thought they handled it really well.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought the movie, from my perspective, was respectful. But that's just my perspective. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, it had Peter Dinklage in it.
It did.
Mm-hmm. He was good.
He works with, he's also in Bruges. He likes working with that director.
Was he in Bruges?
Oh no, it's not Peter Dinklage.
I think you're
I forgot about
confusing
that.
your short little people. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the proper term anymore. I'm sorry.
I totally forgot. It's Jordan Prentice. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, he wasn't. That's not him.
I got them confused because of. Let me see what it's called.
Were they in a movie together?
No,
Oh.
but I think one was in one version of a movie and one was in another in the American remake.
Oh.
So Peter Dinklage is in Death at a Funeral, the 2010 version. The 2007 version, is it Peter Dinklage again, or is it Peter? No, it's Dinklage both times. Okay, so I completely screwed
You're
up.
just a horrible person.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I suck. Oh
Peter
wait, that's the
Dinklage is
2010.
American, right?
There's another version This movie was made like 3 times. I swear to God.
That's actually not much.
In like the span of 5 years.
Cinderella's been remade like 20 times. Not always for the better, but...
I swear it was this movie that was made like a bunch. Death at a Funeral. Let me just, one moment. Because there's a 2007, a 2010. I thought there was a British one. Oh, that's the 2007 version. Okay, I thought there was an American...
Maybe it's something else?
Before the 2010? No, I'm just crazy. Okay.
You're terrible. Yeah, Peter Dinklage is an American actor. It's so crazy, because like when I think of some of the best actors, I feel like a lot of time I think of British actors. You know, like Ian McKellen, Sir Patrick Stewart, you know, stuff like that. And a lot of times I feel like I have lumped Peter Dinklage in with that group. And then I think back and I'm like, no, wait, he's American. And it makes me really proud that such a good actor's American. As stupid as that probably sounds.
Sure.
Because I feel like he's, in my memory, he does a really, really convincing British accent. But I can't remember what I saw him in where he was doing a British accent. Do they have accents in Game of Thrones? It was before Game of Thrones, though, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was going to say not really, no, for the most... sort of, kind of. It's very weird about its accents.
Yeah. I can't remember.
But
I just, like...
don't notice those things.
He's so convincing. And that's the thing. A lot of British actors are really good at accents. And Peter Dinklage is really good at accents. So, yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I'm weird. I'm sorry.
It's okay, babe.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say about 3 Billboards?
It was good. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Nailed it. I still haven't watched that show. I've been told I'd like it.
And that is the end of day 66 of 4 Heavenly Beasts. I got 3 hours and 35 minutes of footage. I'm just very tired. So I guess there's actually a lot more, there are a lot more stitches to do than I initially thought. So I'm going like 4 or 5 more days. Especially if I'm sticking around my 3 hours as of late. Yeah, my hand just feels so weird. I don't like it. David is in the bedroom recording one of his videos for one of the video games he plays. It's very precious. It's very sweet. I love him so much. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Other than it looks like, since this is about the halfway mark and I'm currently at 66 days, we're looking at what? 132? I don't know if I did that math right. I'm not as good at math as I used to be. 66 times 2? 132! I'm proud of me in this moment. Okay, I'm just rambling now. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. We'll see you guys in the next video.